Hey there, I'm Albert, a game master and the creator of NPC Forge. In this video, I'll walk you through everything NPC Forge can do. No hype and no fluff. Just the real tool, and how it can help you run better sessions with way less prep. Let's dive in. Alright, let's start by creating a new campaign. NPC Forge supports many different types of campaigns, like high fantasy, dark fantasy, post-apocalyptic, and more. Choosing a type helps the engine understand the tone and word logic you're going for. In this case, I'm going to pick high fantasy, since I want a world full of magic, ancient ruins, powerful factions, and legendary heroes. As you can see, we have many others to choose from. Now, I'll name the world. This is just for me to identify it easily. And now, I'm going to paste a short description I've already prepared. This description is important. NPC Forge uses it as a foundation for everything it generates. Locations, NPCs, relationships, and even quests. You don't need to write a novel here. A few sentences that explain the tone, settings, key conflicts, or major themes are enough. And if you're not sure how to write one, you can check the example or tips right here on this page. In my case, I'll choose this one. This is where your world truly begins. The context I just added is now baked into everything I create moving forward, so my world always stays consistent, even when I improvised. Once I'm happy with this, I click on Save Changes, and we're ready to start building. Alright, once I've got the world set up, the next step is adding a few key locations and factions. These will serve as context and as management system for NPCs later on. Let's start with a location. I click on Forge Location, and then I'm going to use Custom Prompt to make it more personalized. I'll paste my prompt, and I click Generate. Now NPC Forge uses this content along with the campaign context to generate a detailed and consistent location that makes sense in my world. And just like everything else, the description it creates is fully editable if I want to tweak or expand it later. I click on Confirm Create, and then I have my first location, Gravenhold. If I click on it, and I click on Edit, I can always change the name and the text if I want to. Now let's create a faction. I'm going to use the same process, Force Faction, Custom Prompt, and I'm going to paste the prompt that I have here and generate it. Again, the engine will create a faction tied to the tone of my campaign, and these groups become the source of quests, conflicts, and intrigue later on. I click, and I have it here. As you can see, there are no NPCs yet in this faction. The best part is that when I create NPCs later and assign them to this location or faction, their backstories and motivations will reflect that connection automatically. Every element you create in NPC Forge pulls from everything else, so your world always feels connected and alive. Alright, now let's make some NPCs. NPC Forge makes it incredibly fast to generate rich, believable characters with real depth, and it gives you total control when you need it. There are two main ways to generate NPCs: Quick Forge and Normal Forge. Let's start with Quick Forge mode. As you can see, there are two ways: Quick Forging or Prompt Forging. We're always going to go with Prompt Forging unless you need something very quick and very random. Here, I'll just drop a simple prompt that I have prepared, and then I assign the NPC to the location and faction I created earlier. So the engine pulls in all the context automatically. Then, with just one click, I get a complete NPC with a name, a portrait, personality, backstory, quirks, and everything you need to run it. The good thing is that these characters aren't generic. They're deeply connected to your world and ready to drop straight into your next session. I just click on Save NPC, and then as you can see, I have it here. I can export it if I need to, or I can edit any details like the portrait, location, traits, background, even generate new ones, and write some DN notes. Next, we're going to choose Forge NPC to see how it is. Alright, now let's explore Normal Forge mode, which gives me full control to shape a key character right from the start. As you can see here, this is ideal for major NPCs, anyone you expect your players to really get involved with. I'm going to choose the name, the data core in this case, and I'm going to paste the description that I already had. Now I'm going to click on generate. I have two options here, quick generate or custom prompt. I'm going to go quick here and I'll wait. All right, portrait is done. And now I'm going to choose the location and faction I want. And I can write or generate the traits. This already will pull from the campaign and the location and faction I've chosen. Now the background. As you can see, in 10 seconds, I've already got the background. If it's too long, you can always make it shorter, edit it, and you also have the field for DM notes. When I'm happy, I click on save, and I have it here. And if I go to locations or factions, as you can see, now it says 1 because I need to refresh, but it's already here in factions as well. Now that I've created a few NPCs, it's time to connect them, and this is where NPC Forge really shines. Instead of keeping characters in isolation, I can build relationships between them, rivalries, alliances, betrayals, mentorships, or family ties. It is one of my favorite features because it turns static NPCs into a living story network that makes your world alive. Here's how it works. First, I choose a primary NPC and a related NPC. Now I choose the relationship type, let's go for business, and then I click Generate Relationship Details. NPC Forge will instantly pull together everything it knows about both characters, their personalities, backstories, factions, locations, and create a rich relationship description with 3 plot hooks that I can use for future quests. I click Save, and then I have it. I can always edit it, DM notes, or do anything that I need. If you're more of a visual thinker, there is a relationship map that you can see. It's still in beta, but it's already super useful for keeping track of complex networks in larger campaigns. The more characters you create, the more your world will feel alive. When you need a quest or some inspiration, whether you're prepping ahead or improvising mid-session, NPC Forge has you covered. There are 2 ways to generate quests, quick quest and prompt quest. I always recommend prompt quest because giving a bit of context helps the engine create something more meaningful. Let's build one now. I choose Thaldrin as the quest giver, and then I select a template. In my case, I'll go with investigation. Now I paste my prompt. Thaldrin suspects a forgotten vault beneath the city has been robbed. I click on generate. In just a few seconds, NPC Force will create a complete quest, pulling information from the NPC, the locations, the faction, and the campaign. You can see I have it here, and then I click create quest. Now I can view it, I can edit it, and I have a clean summary, compelling hook, objective, key locations, key factions, NPCs, complication twist, and then reward. It's the perfect tool for keeping momentum without sacrificing story quality. It's the narrative foundation you can use right away or expand however you want. When I'm stuck or just want to expand the world, this feature is a lifesaver. With war elements, I can generate just about anything. Cities, towns, fortresses, taverns, ruins, religions, you name it. Let me show you. I'm going to create a town, so I choose town as the entity type, click generate, and then I'm going to put my prompt here that I have, and click generate. In seconds, I will get a fully fleshed out description complete with everything I need to run the city, in this case town. As you can see, I have the description and everything else I need. I click create entity. And now if I want some art, I just click on view, I go to image, auto generate if I want, and then generate the image. Now I have some art to share with my players, and when I'm happy, I click on update. Now if I'm creating a location or a guild, I usually start here and then bring it into my locations and factions tab to start adding connected NPCs. It helps keep everything organized and interconnected. To finish, this is the DM Assistant, my secret weapon for improvisation. It lives right here on the side panel and is like having a co-GM always ready to help. I can ask it anything, rule descriptions, character dialogue, plot twists, taverns, rumors, anything. In this case, let's go for give me a tavern name and a local rumor. Keep it simple. And just like that, I have a tavern name and a local rumor. I've got a new story seed. This is just scratching the surface of the capabilities of this assistant, so make sure to test it thoroughly. It's been trained with the insights of the best world builders and game masters out there, so it always gives something useful to build on. Thank you for joining me on this walkthrough of NPC Forge. As you can see, once you've used the app a little bit, your dashboard fills up with NPCs, locations, factions, relationships, and you will have an interconnected world ready to run. It's like watching your world come to life. If you found this useful, give it a try. It is free for the first 7 days, so you can test everything out without any commitment. We're always looking to improve, so if you're a game master with ideas or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. So just email us at info@npcforge.ai. Happy forging, and may your next campaign be truly unforgettable.